All right, shall we get started? Have a look. I know everyone's been excited to see what color did he paint it. Except all the folks on Instagram already knew, and I'll leave a link to my Instagram down in the video about section. They already knew that I had colored it blue. I kept with the very traditional color, just like the one from Carson, but with some very different changes. For example, the highlight, the camel trophy yellow that I went with, that's what the paint was called, even though a lot of you guys will say it is cat yellow. You can check it here, the hubs, the forks, and even the brass weight that attaches to the back of the dog hair everywhere. I'm sure some of you guys understand that. The brass weight right here that attaches to the back of the cab. Layer after layer, and this is why it took me a little bit longer to get this video done, even though some of you are seeing this in sequential order in a playlist in future times, but at the time of this filming I know some of the viewers have had to wait and have been wondering where is the build video, but you can see there is a lot of detail work here. Another thing I've noticed is there is a ton of hardware. Check this out. None of it is labeled. That's okay. It's all fairly different stuff. So if you look at it with any kind of effort, you can see that, you know, it's not just the same screw, just with different lengths. It is all individual stuff. I also noticed in the instruction book that somebody has gone through here and checked off every individual piece and bag, making sure that it's there. So that's good. The beautiful stainless steel. I did not touch this. I wanted to leave this unpainted. I think when it's assembled, everything is going to look amazing. All the mast pieces and the plate, everything painted black. I love this motor and transmission assembly that already comes assembled. So there is the brushless motor right there. All of the hydraulics, I did leave them that beautiful brass color. I like leaving them raw colored. Of course, everybody individually can paint their forklifts the way they like, but I'm eager to see it come together. Now, a lot of people may ask me, why do I keep leaving all this brass? Like, why don't I clear coat it? And I think natural oxidation, if it does happen, will look cool. I think if I have any hydraulic fluid that leaks, will look cool and I'll be able to see it at least. If it was painted black, you wouldn't be able to tell if it was plastic or whatever, but now you can clearly see that it is brass. Shall we get started? Look at this. Part 1 is already done. The bearings are on. Now, as soon as we get into part 2, I want to be taking the longer ram, getting the 2 mounting brackets, and mounting them up on the lower part of the mast. I believe that's the lower part. I'm going to have to figure it out, but let's get going. Okay, first things first, these tiny little pins. Okay, I think you're gonna laugh because I know I like to show almost every single step of the video, but really this was kind of a tedious piece where basically you've got the hinge pin, right? This is a hinge pin where you can stick a secure bolt through the other side. You've got this L bracket that's kind of like a double L. You secure the L. You take the hinge pin and slide it through and then put a small bolt on. And so I did that on either side. That's just catching you up to where I am now, and we'll see how it moves forward. Okay, and then the second piece of the mast is going to come in and the bearings will go over each other like that. Beautiful. That's basically how I felt when I saw this kit. And then I lay out the chains, each chain for either side. Yeah, you heard me right. It's like a baby chain. Amazing. Then enter in the plate. And since everything is kind of painted black, it's difficult for you guys to see the smaller stuff. This is what's going on. So I'm going to put a hex nut right up on the shaft there, slide it through into the receiving plate, into the receiver on the plate, and then another nut on the bottom. Got my 4mm driver. Just kind of get that nut started and cinch that up. There, now both chains are in place. You could probably just wear that as a necklace and be a boss all day. So I'll take the mast, stand it up like this. It hasn't asked me to screw these into the top yet, so those are just kind of sitting there. Now, if I'm judging the picture correctly, in which I think I am, this receiver plate is going to slide in like so. That is going to be led up and down. These chains have to go up and over. Now, what are they going over? That's the question. No, up and under. That's what it is. What the heck? Okay, I see what's going on here. They're showing here that they want me to attach it, but in the next step, maybe there's a reason, I just haven't figured it out yet. It shows that there's a sprocket to be installed after. So I guess it doesn't really matter. I could assemble that right now and just put the 2 hex nuts to work on the other side. So there's one, and then it gets wrapped around to the other side. That is perfect. Same on either side, of course. Making sure the chain is not twisted. Everything looks fine. But I just noticed that when you finish the turn, that's why my chain is twisted. I'm going to have to actually make sure to back off that one nut. Bit of a tip if you're building along with me here. Make sure it's nice and straight and then tighten up that. Perfect. Ta-da! There it is. So chains are straight on either side. And then I'm looking for the cogs. So there they are. And then even more pins. So this is a very tedious part. See right here, I've got the gear. The other thing that you need is this spacer. The spacer actually goes behind the gear where the pin goes in, and if you get everything lined up just right, then the pin gets secured right here. But I'm going to need to do some fiddling to get both sides done, but now you know what you're doing. Then I take a second pin and I hinge in the ram. This is when I get the ram done. Now what I'm going to be able to do is take the chain and wrap it around and then re-affix it to the mount. And then I'll grab both of the chains, put them over the cogs, trying to make sure they're generally even. Just like that. This necklace is getting more baller by the minute. And then now on the back side, I'll attach them to their perch, which makes way more sense. Like that. All right, now you can see that it's actually come together and made quite a substantial piece. Let's take a moment to appreciate seeing a hydraulic forklift. Like, this is so rare at the time of this filming. You know, hydraulic forklifts are out there right now, but they are thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and euros, if I may be so blunt, because you can usually only find them, you know, across the pond from me. But for this is amazing. I can't believe what I'm looking at. Hopefully it works as good as it looks, because if that's the case, it's going to kick butt. Okay, so part 9, we're starting to get into the hydraulics. As you can see some fittings going in. You can also see some hydraulic rams getting fitted onto a plate. Now, from after doing all the painting, I assume that this is the plate I am looking at. It is. Okay, so out come the fittings. And I'm also going to be using a little bit of Loctite here. This is for hydraulic thread sealant, basically for pneumatic fittings as well. I'm not going to use too much though, just a very small amount. This is to prevent any kind of leaks from happening in the future. And using just a small cross wrench to make sure that those are nice and tight. Something interesting I'm going to note, you can see here that this is the ram they're talking about. But one of these things doesn't look like the other. So I'm supposed to put pins in it through here to go onto this plate here. So I'm going to be removing these. I thought to myself, why the heck are these even on here? Possibly the only thing I could think of was for testing purposes, so, or a plug, I don't know. But regardless, I'm going to change it over here. There is a bag full of pins that they talk about right here. And you can see these pins actually have holes to allow flow. Okay, since these parts are so small, it's going to be kind of difficult for me to work on these and be able to have the room to show you on camera. But basically, these flow pins right here already have a washer on them. They're going to be, this is going to go on here. But before I do that, I'm going to put a washer here, 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 and here. The washer is going to go through there, and then I'm going to put the bolts in. Isn't that a thing of beauty? All done. Plumbed in, thread locked, ready to go. So then I'm going to turn the mounting plate sideways so you can see what's going on there. Drop this in there. Perfect fitment. Wow, nice. I know it's threaded on the other side. So I just have to line these up properly and get it cinched all the way through. There we are. Step number 11 says I'm going to need some E-clips, a couple of small pins, and then a long pin. Alright. Now the mast is upside down. Or face down, I should say. We're going to stick this right here with this long pin and the E-clip. Now, is there any graphite washers in between? Nothing, just straight through and through. It's helpful that I can see underneath it. That is totally what she said. Oh, come on, it had to be said. Beauty. Right there, so I'll get these little E-clips on. Then with those clips in place, I'm just going to flip this and put that into the slot. Put two pins in here that have an E-clip that come out and clip on this side. And there it is. Look at that. So now that's nice and sturdy, or more sturdy, I should say. Step number 12 has me opening 2 more bags. Then I have to make 4 more flow pins and washer sets. Aha! So they are just plugs, basically. So these ones come out on either side. So we'll take this and just line it up like that. But first I need to put 2 washers underneath here and here before I put the pins in. Now I never want to over tighten this. I hand tighten it, but then as soon as I feel it get that, tight enough, maybe 2/8 of a turn after that. Yes, 2/8. Okay, now the bottom one goes on, so I'm going to have to repeat the same idea, much like that. And with everything cinched up, have a look. Alright, everything is plumbed in. And our last one, number lucky 13. We have to install 2 different tines onto the plate with 2 bolts that are M2x6s. That's no problem. That's a piece of cake. And here they are, looking spiffy and nice. In the top of them they should have a hole, yes, for adjustment. There it is, man. Okay, hold on, let me get those tines installed. Well, I look forward to next episode when I get to start working on the cab, the lights, and really starting to assemble the body so it looks like it's coming together. But my friends, check out this beautiful piece. Oh man, I'm like drooling right now because I'm a complete geek and nerd when it comes to RC stuff. But smash that like button right now. Hit it twice because this is such a unique RC build on RC Adventures. I gotta say, over the years, I've got to build some very cool things. But this, my friends, is one of the cooler ones. A hydraulic forklift. Look at all the plumbing is done. All the hydraulic rams are in. Everything has thread lock on it. An actual metal chain drive up to an all-metal sprocket setup. Like, that is fantastic. Now, granted, I can't move the forks left and right. I wish I could on demand. It just doesn't happen that way. I would have to do it manually. But regardless, as long as I've got the forward and backward motion and up and down, there's so much innuendo in RC. I think that's the other reason I love making videos so much. That is the only movements that I was concerned about, right? So I didn't need the forks to move left and right. I can do that manually. But guys, there it is. Smash the like button. If you're not subscribed and you want to follow along so you can see more of this build, please go ahead, click that subscribe button. Also, maybe the notify button, because you're supposed to click the bell and all this stuff and jump through the hoop and, you know, rub your tummy and pat your head and all that stuff to stay up to date with my videos. So guys, thank you so much. I know it doesn't really look like much today, but it was a ton of fun, a ton of work, and we'll see you in the next episode of RC Adventures. Now get outside and have fun with RC, or if you're like me, stay inside and build one. Bye guys.